The self-authoring tool is divided into 4 sections: questions, scores, demographics, and reports. You can navigate to these sections by clicking the tabs at the top of the screen. The question editor is where you will build the content for your assessment. Content such as rich text, images, video files, audio files, as well as several different question types are available on the left-hand toolbar. To add an item to your assessment, simply drag and drop it onto your section. A new assessment will start out with a single section, but you can always create more by clicking on the New Section button. Each question type is slightly different, but all of them are similar in that they allow you to define your question, responses, specify which item or items are the correct response, add response point values, and export values. Export values are the responses you will see when you run exports of your candidate data. You can also give your question a friendly name, which will be useful later when we add scoring rules to the assessment. Items can be rearranged by selecting and dragging using this icon. The other items are for editing, copying items, adding tags which can be used for item filtering, or setting display rules which can show or hide questions based on the responses to prior questions. Sections can be rearranged similar to questions. By clicking on the other icons on the section header, you can also upload content, create section-level display rules, and access the section settings where you can enable item filtering, timing, randomization, and many other features. The scoring editor is where you will define the scoring rules for your assessment. Several different types of scoring are available and can be added by dragging them from the toolbar. Once you have decided which type of score you would like and have added it to your assessment, you will need to specify which items the score is associated with. You do this by checking the box next to each question on the right side of the screen. The questions in this toolbar are laid out just like they are in the question editor. This shows my first 2 sections that did not contain any questions, along with my content section that does. The names you see here are the same as the name value that was entered for the question. Here you can see that the first 5 questions are what I considered advanced questions, and so I named them Advanced 1 through Advanced 5. If I go back to the question editor, I see that the first item is the same as the first item on the scoring page. In addition to doing basic scoring for providing the candidate score based on the number of correct items selected, summing point values, and calculating percentages, there are also more advanced scores that allow you to add custom formulas, calculate ability, or create bands for scores such as pass-fail scenarios, red, yellow, green evaluations, or even raw score to percentile conversions. Demographic questions can be added to your assessment in the Demographics editor. You can add either candidate or administrator level demographics by selecting the appropriate tab and dragging the question onto your assessment. Candidate level demographics will be collected from the candidate just prior to starting the assessment or battery. Administrator level demographics will be collected from the administrator during the assignment process. Demographic data is useful for comparing candidates across multiple different assessments. Aggregate reports to analyze demographics are available within the Pan Business Edition Admin Reporting section. Some very common demographic questions are available in the toolbar on the left side of the screen. If you would like to create your own custom demographic questions, this can be done from the library on the main assessment listing page. Just click Create Demographic and create the question like you would on the assessment itself. Once the demographic item has been created, it will display in the toolbar on the right side of the screen. Your custom demographics are available only in your client but will be available for any assessment that you author. Adding reports to your assessment is done in the Report editor by clicking the Add New Report button. There are 2 types of reports available: System reports and Custom reports. System reports consist of either a summary or detail report. These are pre-designed score reports that you can quickly add to your assessment without having to do any design work. Each report consists of a cover page containing the candidate and assessment data. The subsequent pages will vary based on which report you select, but will display information such as score values, demographic responses, and item responses. Choosing the Custom option allows you to create your own reports using our graphical interface. Let's take a look at a report that I've already created. In the report editor, there is a toolbar on the left side of the window that contains your charts and other report objects. These controls can be dragged onto one or more report rows on your canvas. Each row can contain up to 4 controls, and additional rows can be created by clicking the New Row button. This report has a simple header block at the top that has the assessment name, the candidate name, when they took the assessment, and their overall score value. The values within the percent signs are tokens that will incorporate data from the actual assessment itself. You can find a full list of available tokens by clicking the token link in the Controls settings. In addition to adding images, rich text controls, and charting objects, you can also create text output using the narrative map control that will display dynamic text based on the candidate's score values or their responses to specific questions. At any time during the test build process, you can click the Preview button to see what the assessment will look like from the candidate's perspective. The preview process has a few options to help you QA your assessment. When you launch the preview, you will be given the opportunity to turn filtering and randomization on or off. Once you are within the preview, you will also be able to display point values and correct answers and even adjust the timer. These settings are only available while doing a preview from within the authoring tool. At the end of the preview session, a completion page will be displayed. This is also only available while doing a preview from within the authoring tool, and is just another opportunity to make sure the assessment is behaving as you expect. From this page, you can see all of the scores based on the preview, all responses, as well as any reports that you have created. Once you are satisfied that the test has been built correctly, you just need to publish it to make it available for assignment. This is done by clicking on the arrow icon at the top of the screen. In this demo, I quickly ran through a lot of the functionality available in our authoring tool. For more detailed information on any of these features, or any of the many other features that were not covered here, such as adding review functionality, timing rules, internationalization, or adding norm groups and normative data, just click the help icon at the top of the editor or see us at www.panpower.com.